Michael in Orlando, thanks for waiting.
Hello?
Hi, you're on with Matt and Jen.
Hi, Matt. And hi, Jen.
Hi.
Since I guess that you're kind of flustered from the last caller, I'll skip the two hypotheticals and just get straight to my main question.
Oh, okay.
I was looking for a good episode of yours to watch, and I stumbled upon episode 471.
I feel like Shatner right now.
Yeah.
I have a quote from you and Jeff D.
Okay.
And I want to know if you still agree with what you had said.
Okay.
So you can look this back up to see. I'm not putting words in your mouth, but exactly 1 hour, 14 minutes, and 20 seconds. Jeff D. is quoted saying that.
Wait. You know Jeff's not here, right? And which episode was this?
471.
Okay. 471 at 1 hour, 14 minutes, and 20 seconds. Jeff D says something.
Yes.
So are we talking about what Jeff said, or are we talking about what I said?
Jeff makes a statement, and then right after, you make a statement.
Okay, that's cool. I just wanted to clear that up. Please go ahead.
Okay, Jeff had said religion seems to make people more law-abiding. And then right after, you had said, moral behavior is pretty much the same across the board, regardless if you are religious, irreligious, or what religion you might happen to be of. And you had quoted a study from religionstolerance.org and adherence.org.
Yeah, so one of the things that there are atheists who'd like to say, there's fewer atheists in prison. But there's a number of problems with those studies because, first of all, they're self-reporting, and there is a motivation for people who may be non-believers to claim to be believers if they're trying to get parole, if they know the parole board's going to be biased and likely to let you out if you attest to some religion. Nothing is more supposedly convincing to a parole board than, hey, you found Jesus and you turned your life around, if that's what they think turns a life around. And there were a number of studies that showed that moral behavior and propensity for breaking the law appears to be no more prevalent among any particular religious group within a particular social structure. So like Christians may be more lawless in, Afghanistan than they are in the United States. But when you look within this particular structure, there's not a dramatic disparity. It's not like Christians are vastly better than Jews or Muslims or Hindus or Scientologists. Maybe, who knows? I don't know if they were included, or non-believers. So that is what the studies showed at the time. So yeah, I'm okay with that. What I will say is that there's a quote from Weinberg that says, without religion, good people would do good things and bad people would do bad things. And it takes something like religion to get good people to do bad things. That's a separate statement about how one is motivated to take actions and consider the consequences of them. But generally speaking, I have no problem with the idea that in a vague general sense, I don't think atheists are implicitly or intrinsically more moral than anybody else.
Okay. So I was saying, do you think that statement is still true to this day?
I don't know. I haven't seen new statistics. I would imagine that there are more studies going on that perhaps have better methodologies. I don't see any reason. I know some really crappy secularists who are grossly immoral, and I know some theists who are grossly immoral. So the idea that religiosity isn't an indicator of whether or not somebody's likely to be moral or not, I'm okay with that.
Okay. If that is the case, I don't know. I was kind of wondering, why is religion still your pet peeve?
Because it's not true.
Yeah. I have no reason to think something's true. You could convince somebody to never hurt another person, and you could convince them with a lie. And that would be, hey, you could look at that as a good thing, but it would still be a lie, and I care about what's true.
So it's only because it's not true that you have a problem with it?
Well, it's primarily because it's not true, but it's also because you can use that it's not demonstrated to be true. You can use religion, you can use a lie to convince somebody to do good or harm. But you don't need religion to convince people to be good. You need to do that in order to get people to do, you need something like religion, going with the Weinberg quote, to get people to do something bad. You need irrational thinking. You need somebody, if you say, hey, this is okay now, you need to do this, and you need to do it, you need to go bomb this abortion clinic because, according to your religion, they're killing babies, and you would then be doing a good thing. But if you remove the religion from that and actually look at what's going on, you can then make a secular case for why that is actually an awful thing for somebody to do. So you need some motivation that is similar to that is false, that is fallacious, that is based on emotion and incorrect information to get people to do bad things, is what that quote was about.
Well, and I can give you another example, because I have a child, and part of my responsibility as a child is to teach him how to make ethical decisions. And so if I tell him, it's not okay to steal, I could have taught him because, hey, there's a commandment that says thou shalt not steal, and it will make Jesus cry. Okay? But the better thing for him to do is to understand that we don't steal because that harms someone. And so if he understands that stealing, taking someone's property without paying for it, without their permission, is actually harmful to that person, and that he does not want to do harm to other people, and in part because he wouldn't want them to do that to him, that's a broader understanding of why it's wrong to steal. It's a much better foundation for ethical behavior than, hey, there's a commandment that says thou shalt not steal.
Yeah, my objection to claims that a God exists, and my objection to religious claims is that they are not demonstrably true. And I care and want to believe as many true things and as few false things as possible, because what I believe informs my decisions, and my decisions have consequences for myself and everybody else too. That's it. Yeah, I mean, you could find a religion that encourages people to do all kinds of good things and no bad things, but if the foundation for it is still false, I'm still going to object to that. I'm not running around saying that Jains are evil. I mean, they're the ultimate pacifists, but I don't believe that their religion is true.
Okay, I guess it'll take me a while to understand how you get so much motivation to talk about it if
that's
the
easy.
only reason why is because they're spreading lies. Because, I mean, there's plenty of things people lie about.
Sure.
I just wonder, why did this thing in particular get your attention so heavily?
That's easy. That's really easy, because I live in the United States of America where religions hold a privileged position, sanctioned in some cases by the government, and the vast overwhelming majority of people believe in some sort of religion that they cannot demonstrate, and this is informing their decisions, and they are then enacting laws that affect the rights of other people based on their religious doctrine. That's why, if everybody believes lots of false things, I'm sure I believe lots of false things, I'd like to scrub them, but I'm not running around attacking, trying to find every false thing everybody believes, because they don't all have the same impact on the world.
But I would have made the argument that they would have voted the same way because, like another quote from me, some Christians don't actually get their morality from the Bible. They simply attribute it to the Bible.
Sure.
So, I mean, whatever decisions they was making or morality they had, it's not because of their religion. They picked a religion that already matched their views.
No. I didn't begin with an anti-gay view and then go seeking the religion that supported it. Right. I was indoctrinated into a religion that fostered an anti-gay view, and when I gave up my religion, that view went away. People can and do change their minds. Nowhere will you find a quote from me that says religion does not affect what people think. That is the entire reason. As a matter of fact, I just outlined it.
No, I think what we have said is that there are people who make the claim that if we took religion out of society, that we would have anarchy and there'd be all these, the killing and raping and murdering and all this stuff running around. And our comment to that is that if the Bible is the only thing that's keeping you from, raping and murdering people, then by all means continue to believe. But if you took that away from people, For example, most people that deconvert, they don't suddenly lose their moral compass and go around and start hurting people. And in fact, most of the time they end up with a deeper understanding of why they don't want to hurt people.
What ends up happening is that religions tend to leverage who we are as people and how we interact. And so the way you get religions to get people to think wrongly about something or to encourage something that I would disagree with and find vile is you have all these little things that are good and clearly good that the people agree with, and you add those together in an argument that leads to something bad. Like, hey, babies are cool. We don't want to hurt babies, do we? Therefore we should be opposed to abortion. That's where you're taking someone's natural inclination and perverting it to fit a doctrine.
Well, I do have other quotes, but I guess it wouldn't get anywhere anyway.
Okay.
Where you say people choose the agreeable God and they don't get their source of morality from their religion. I do have those quotes, but I don't think that'll get us anywhere.
Well, so one of the things is I've also said that belief is not the product of choice. So if I talk about somebody choosing their God, I'm speaking in a more colloquial sense. But when it comes to me saying I think we all tend to get our morality in much the same way, I know where that quote comes from. I've given the talk on the superiority of secular morality, and I'm making an argument that all of us, I suspect, learn about and form our morality in similar ways. That when religions change from outside pressure, they will then do a retroactive retcon basically on their religion to say, oh, this is the way it was all the time and we got it wrong. So like the Bible completely sanctions slavery, endorses it explicitly, tells you who you can enslave and how long to enslave them, well, that you can beat them as long as they don't die within a couple days and all this other stuff. But no modern Christian, almost no modern Christian that I can think of or am aware of supports slavery. And most of them would say that it is outright immoral to own another person as property, despite the fact that their Bible says it. So their view of morality has changed. The reason I make that statement is when I say that I think we all come about our morality or we've all come by this in the same way, is not in any way saying we've all reached the same conclusions, because we clearly haven't. But what we do is we experience the world and we want to know why and how things are and try to develop a case for how things should be. And if we don't do the heavy lifting of actually sitting down and reflecting on these and considering the consequences of our actions and how we interact with other people, instead, we will accept what someone has said and then give credit to it, to the religion. But we were still convinced by an argument. We were still reasoned into our positions. And that's what I'm talking about when I say we all reach moral positions by the same method. It's not, I'm saying there's no God who handed down the right morals. I'm saying we've learned about how to interact and how these ideas get instilled in people's heads. Sometimes it's through religion and sometimes it's through other things. Is that any clearer?
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll let you go on to other callers.
All right.
Nice talking to you, Matt and Jen.
All right.
Thanks
for the call.
So as a reminder, once the show's over, which is like 40 minutes from now-ish, we get together and go to dinner, and they'll put the address back up there. It's like 2,900.
There it is.
They're faster. They're almost faster than I can think are the guys back there pushing the buttons.
It's like they read your mind.
I know.
Psychics.
Let's see.